Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to get right into it, and I want to have real talk conversation with you. I want to have this conversation with you because I've been having this conversation with many different people and just bits and pieces, but I noticed that there's a common theme. This common theme of insecurities, the common theme of pain, the common theme of just us suppressing ourselves because we're afraid, because something happened in our past that's causing us to carry it into our future. And I just want you to know that gone are the days where you can just sit and wallow in your pain and disappear to your insecurities. Those days are gone. We are now in the days where we can create the life that we want, where we can create a life that we love. But first, we have to determine what it is that we love, what it is that we want. And then we have to do the hard work. And it doesn't have to be in any particular order. Maybe it does. But we do have to do the steps of figuring out what it is that's holding us back. What are we afraid of? What has happened to us that makes us scared to go to the next level? What is it? Maybe it's not going to the next level for you, but there is something that's causing you to play small or to hide and just want to be in a crowd and just disappear, or something that's causing you to be in pain, like repeated pain. You're going to church, you're doing all the necessary steps that people say that you should do. And it may not be church for some people. For some, it can be journaling, it can be yoga, it can be many different things. But it's just really, really pressing on me. And I really just wanted to have that conversation to just put it out there. We can create the life that we want. We can create the life that we love. Yes, we can. And we can do it today. We don't have to wait. We have to do the work. We have to look at ourselves in those dark spots and just trying to find out what is it that's causing us to play so small or to be so hurt and so in pain. What is it that's causing us to hide? That thing that's making you cry, that thing that you avoid, that conversation that you don't want to have. And when you do have it, it brings up this, you kind of want to cry, or that ball in your throat, or you avoid it so much that you don't even have, the body sensations. It's time to look at it. Look it in the face and let it know that it can no longer control you. I don't care who it was that did it. I don't care what it was. It does not define who you are. We are amazing people. We were created in the image of God. And this talk isn't even about going there, but it's really just about having you realize just how great you are on the inside, and how different you are not from me or any other person, or how different I am not from you. We're more connected than what we think, and we're all going through the same things. For example, you ever see that person, or maybe it's you, who you can go into a crowded room and you still may feel like you're alone. You feel like you're by yourself. I know I've been that person where you just feel like you're the odd man out. You just don't fit in. It's just something that's keeping you from really meshing with everybody else. You think it's the crowd. You think it's the atmosphere. You think that it's maybe the people that you're with. I'm just here to say that that's not what it is. That's not what it is. Something is in your blind spot. Something is causing you not to be free. Something is heavy and is weighing on you. And it may not be something, very big and dramatic. I don't want to come off like that, but it's just something that you have to look at. Something is incomplete in your life. And I just want us to know, the more we get complete, the more we start looking at those areas in our lives, the more we find out why we want to avoid certain people or certain conversations, why we want to avoid going certain places, why we don't want to have certain conversations. The more we start to look at that, the more freeing we can be, where we can then have those conversations or talk to those people. And guess what? And it's not going to feel like anything. Those feelings are going to disappear. That gulp that comes into your throat is going to go away. When you go into a room and it's crowded and you feel like you're the odd man out, that's going to go away. I know this because I've done the personal development work. And it's a constant thing, though. It's not something that just goes away forever, but at least you find that you have the tools and the techniques. But first we have to look at ourselves and just see, and just ask ourselves, why do we feel like this? What is going on? Don't be afraid to look at your past, because that thing that you're saying you may be over and that it doesn't still bother you and you don't even think about it anymore, guess what? It can still be in your blind spot. Or maybe it happened and you don't even remember it. Maybe it traumatizes you so much to even sit back and just try to think, because so many other, bad things have happened to you. And I know people are going through some rough times. People are going through some really, really hard times. And I'm not trying to take away from that at all. But I just want us to know that those really hard times, those really, really rough times, do not define us and does not define our future. It doesn't. They don't have to last forever. It doesn't have to create this different you. The one part about it is, like, when we go through different things, we look at ourselves and say, you know what, it made me stronger, it made me better. And that's all great. I'm not trying to take that away from you. I want you to be empowered. Anything that empowers us and causes us to go to the next level, that's what we should be doing. And that's what this conversation is about. It's just like really understanding that we can do the work to create the life that we want. No different than when you sit back and you decide that you want your own place, or you want to buy a house, and you want to buy a car. You then start thinking about resources and how to get yourself there. We think about, okay, well, let's just say it's a car. I want to buy a car. Well, we need a job. We need to make a certain amount of money so that we can save up for this car. And we do it. And we do it every single day. And it's not just with the vehicle. It's with other things too. It's with your first apartment that you had, or maybe you wanted to buy a house, or maybe you have a house. Like me, I have a mortgage to pay. And so I go to work every day because I know that I have a mortgage to pay and other expenses, and I have a child to support. And so because of that, that causes me to get up every single day and do what I do. However, we need to do the same thing when it comes to working on ourselves. When we look at ourselves and we're not happy with something, it's time to start looking at that. Let's stop pointing the finger at everybody else in the world and the big bad monster that hurt us, and really start looking at ourselves to see what we can do differently. This isn't about blaming yourself. This isn't about pointing fingers at yourself. This is about looking at you. This is about looking at you to be the real you, This is about looking at the real you, not the you that you pretend to be, not the mask that you put on, not the, oh, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm over it, that was the past. Not that person. No, the real you. Get with the real you. Let's get to the root of some of these issues so we can stop having so many hurt adults, because those hurt adults live in our world. And by them living in our world, they're hurting other people. And we want to blame them and we want to point fingers at them, but we don't know how they got there. We don't know what they went through to become the person that they are. We have no clue. And guess what? We're not doing anything about it. There are many resources out there, yes. There are many outlets out there, yes. But people they're not tapping in. So we need to do something different. Every last one of us have to start doing something different. And by us doing it different, looking at ourselves, making a difference with us, we're going to take that out to our community. We're going to take that to, your community could be your sister, your family, your sister, your brothers, your best friends, your coworkers. They're going to see something different in you. And it's not about you changing other people. It's literally just about you looking at you and getting complete. Getting complete, really getting to the root of that thing that's causing you not to live the life you want, that's causing you not to have the job that you want, that's causing you to point fingers at other people and other things because that thing happened to you in the past. That's what makes you the way you are. Or because your parents did something, that's what makes you the way you are. You want a new life? You want a different life? Well, we have to do something about it. We do. We just have to do the work. We have to look at ourselves and ask ourselves those questions. Why do I feel this way? What was it that happened to me that caused me to get here? Do I need to talk to somebody? Maybe I should journal. Maybe I should get a counselor. For some people that go to church, maybe you want to get a therapist and you want to go to church too and talk to your pastor. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe it's something else. But whatever it is that's going to cause you to get complete and live the life that you really want and not be this hurt adult walking around hurting other people, do it. I want everyone to live a life fulfilled. And guess what? My community is my world. The people that I touch and that I talk to, that is my world. Does that make us perfect once once we get all empowered and we get complete? No, it doesn't, because we're still living in this world and we're still living life and things happen. But once we start getting those tools and the techniques, and we'll talk about that more on, but in future conversations, but once we start doing those tools and those techniques, it's going to make a difference. It's definitely going to make a difference. So more importantly, I just wanted to let you know that it's time to stop. It is time to stop. It's time for you to live the life you want. It is. Not fluff, I'm not here to fluff you and just make you feel good. I want you to feel good, but not just that, but I just really want you to know, I want us to know that it is time now, not tomorrow, not another day, but it's time for us to start putting us in those goals. We need to start putting who we are in those goals, who we want to be, the direction we want to go into. We need to start doing that, creating that for ourselves. We create it for our cars, we create it for our houses, we create it for, our lifestyles in general. I'm using the same examples, but we create it for our lifestyles in general, but I want to say, let's start creating it for ourselves. Who do you want to be? What kind of life do you want to have? And once you identify that, you have to know that you can't be this hurt, depressed, suppressed adult trying to achieve those things. Can they happen? They can happen. We want you healed. We want you whole. We want you to experience life to the fullest. But how can you do that if you're held down by the stress of your past and those memories that cause you not even want to go there because you don't know what's going to happen if you do? How does that empower us? How does that free us? So I want us free. I want us healed. I want us empowered. I want us not to be afraid to look at those mountains and say, you know what? You must fall down today. You cannot hold me back anymore. I am gone. So that's what I wanted to share. And thank you so much for watching, and come back. Let's have more real talk conversations. Bye.